Pakistani protesters in London attacked Indians outside the Indian embassy on Independence Day. While Indians were celebrating Independence Day and waving the tricolours, Pakistanis who were staging a counter-protest resorted to physically attacking the Indian. In fact, Indians present there throwing eggs, shoes and bottles at them. The Pakistani protest was clearly planned and brazenly attacked the Indians who had gathered to peacefully celebrate India's 73rd Independence Day outside the embassy. Scotland Yard took 4 people into custody after a scuffle broke out, and fortunately nobody was injured in this clash. This comes as Imran Khan on August 14, while ranting about India, threatened there would be violence in London, clearly indicating that this was planned attack by the Pakistanis. Going across to Gaurav Sawant, Executive Editor India Today, for more on this story. Gaurav, you know, no words to in fact describe this absolutely despicable act by the Pakistani nationals living in United Kingdom. It seems that now, since they have not been able to push in terrorists, not been able to foment trouble in the valley, they are now resorting to such cheap antics outside the Indian shores.
This was, as you very rightly pointed out, Ankit, a planned attack on Indians who were celebrating Independence Day in London. And this was a group of people from Pakistan, a large group. It also had some Khalistan supporters and Khalistan terrorists living in the United Kingdom, some who had their kripas out, and this led to London having to deploy the administration there, having to deploy the Metropolitan Police and elements of the Scotland Yard and Riot Police at one point of time, given the number of people who had assembled, and they were shouting slogans. And then they started hurling eggs and shoes and bottles at those who were celebrating. There were women, there were children who were targeted by these Pakistani elements. 4 have so far been taken into custody. Apparently some others were also detained, restrained and later permitted to go. But as you very rightly pointed out, this was well planned to one, gather international headlines, and 2, disrupt Independence Day celebrations in London.
Gaurav, any word from the Ministry of External Affairs on this act by the Pakistanis there?
So not just as yet, though we are getting other reactions that are coming in. There has been a lot of condemnation of this violence, but this is also an opportunity for United Kingdom to reflect what kind of elements have they given shelter to. There are Khalistan terror supporters in the UK. There are Islamic State terror supporters in the United Kingdom. The UK itself, Ankit, as you well know, is facing Islamist radical terrorism. There have been a number of lone wolf attacks in the UK. So there is the need for the world to come together and tackle such elements, a large number of whom are actually people of Pakistan origin, and they go back to Pakistan for radicalization, even if they may now be, second generation Pakistanis living in the UK. For radicalization, a large number of them go back to Pakistan, get radicalized, and then come back to UK, ending up being sleeper cells of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, as was the case even in the 7/7 London bombing of 2005, Ankit.
Thank you so much for joining us with all those details. Gaurav, in fact, at this point of time, absolutely shameful act by the Pakistanis living in London on India's Independence Day.